what's up everyone? We're here for another episode of Real World Meal Prep on the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy the videos we've been putting up lately. The support is noticed and greatly appreciated. Let's talk about what we're making this time. Of course, we're going with chicken because it's that good protein source. We're gonna make it interesting, easy, and definitely something you look forward to eating with a secondary little thing for our meal prep containers. But we are going to make a spinach, Parmesan cheese, and garlic chicken with pasta. And you know, we've done the rice before, we've done the sweet potatoes, we've done the regular garlic mashed potatoes. We're gonna throw in pasta, make it that much more interesting, add a different carb source into it, and get something a little bit different out of meal prep. We're gonna go with a ton of asparagus as the vegetable we're going with. Now I was gonna put a little bit of rice, but we already have a large carbohydrate source, AKA this awesome pasta. I get like 10 or 12 of these at a time at Costco. They're 9 grams of protein per serving and 40 grams of carbs, which happens to be our exact portion size for our meal prep containers, which is an awesome carb source and protein source. Then we have the spinach, which is gonna go with the chicken, that garlic creamy chicken that's gonna go on top. So the first step we're gonna do is get this large kettle going on behind us, get a nice little high heat on that so we can throw the pasta. That's gonna take the longest probably pretty much out of everything besides the chicken, which we already have on the grill. Standard routine as always with that, little salt, throw it on there. Don't want to put pepper on right away because it will burn, remember that. So we're gonna get the pasta going when it's on that. Little key tip, if you want flavorful pasta, throw a scoop of minced garlic in with the pasta noodles. Just gives it that flavor that soaks right into the noodle. Bear in mind the garlic spread across the entire board so you don't make it super garlicky, but that's a quick little tip you could throw in to add a little bit of flavor to your boiling liquid. So let's talk about the spinach and Parmesan dish we're gonna make on top of the chicken. Obviously, it's 2 heaping bags of frozen spinach. We're gonna defrost this in the microwave. We're gonna throw in some mushrooms, a nice chopped onion once we get to that step, a little salt, pepper, and a little bit of milk to add a little bit of viscosity, have that nice creamy taste to it, and add some Parmesan. Probably gonna throw half in while we're cooking and throw half on top. That way, when we microwave it at work, wherever you happen to be, it adds a nice little cheesy element to it. Just a quick little thing, of course, garlic. Just a quick little thing to throw on there to make that chicken a little bit more interesting. Although it's gonna have a lot of flavor from the seasonings we put on it, always good to get a nice different flavor on your meal prep, make it interesting, you know? So as you can see here, the pasta is done. It's al dente, which just means it's got a good mouthfeel. It's nice and smushy. It's not overly crunchy. It's not completely dissolving, which is good because we're gonna strain this off and we're gonna use another, since the kettle's hot, we're gonna get another batch of water boiling up and we're gonna blanch the awesome asparagus we have here that much quicker because the pan's nice and hot. These are gonna take even less time, obviously saving us time in the end. Let's jump right to that next step. So like we said, we have the pot right here. Gonna get nice and hot really fast because it's already been on, and we have the asparagus. We cut the last little 2 inches off the bottom. It's just that part that has that little bit of that woody taste to it. It's still good, but it's gonna have a really weird taste to it. So we cut the last little 2 inches off. We cut them in half, making it nice and easy. We're gonna throw a little bit of salt in here and just wait for these to come right back up to a boil. Blanch them for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes until they're cooked through. We want a little bit of a crunch from the asparagus. We could hit them up in a saute pan, get a nice little color on them like we've done before, but I like the snap that fresh asparagus and maybe a little bit of salt and pepper gives you. Definitely a good addition to our meal prep. So the next thing we got going on here is getting olive oil in this pan, getting it set to about medium high heat. We're gonna start working on the Parmesan side of this chicken dish, Parmesan and spinach. What we're gonna do is we've already got everything nice and prepped out. We got the spinach drained a little bit. It's a pretty heavily watered vegetable, so I drained it a little bit. It helps from thinning out your overall sauce. We're gonna drop this onion in here first when this skillet comes to temp, and then once that gets a nice color on it, we're gonna throw in that spinach. We're gonna start throwing in the Parmesan, and we're gonna throw the mushrooms in a little bit towards the end. They don't take very long at all to cook. You don't want them to absolutely dissolve underneath that high heat. And then we're gonna add the milk and the salt and pepper and the rest of the spices towards the end. But I'll catch you guys when we're at that process so you can see the whole thing go down. Catch you guys in a second. Also, the asparagus is just about done. Probably has about maybe 5 minutes left on it. Just checked on the chicken. It's getting a nice coloring. I hit it with high heat for the first couple minutes on each side. That way you get a nice good char. Drop the heat to about medium on the grill, about 350, 400 degrees, and cook it the rest of the way through. So like we said, this pan's coming up to temp. Sorry about the fan, just helps get rid of a lot of this steam. We are gonna throw in our first ingredient, which is gonna be onion. It's gonna get a nice sizzle on it. If one or two little bits of mushroom goes in with it, that's all right. Not too worried about that. So we're gonna get a nice caramelization on this onion. Get a nice base of that overall garlic and Parmesan sauce. You want good base flavors to help build that overall flavor on. And this is one thing, so we're getting a nice color on this, and I'll catch you guys in a second when we start to throw in the rest of the elements. All right, so we started to get a nice color on those onions. We're gonna start to turn down the heat just a little bit here, because we're gonna throw in the spinach, and we definitely don't want that spinach to burn it all. I'm gonna jump in a nice mound of spinach. And while we drop that heat, we're going to add in a little bit of that milk to that reduced heat pan. That way we're not making milk curds or anything. So we have the pan turned down, we have the milk in, and now we're going to start to add the mushrooms and the cheese. Obviously, we're not measuring. We don't really care about actual super specifics of the recipe. We're making this for bodybuilders' sake, so we're not too heavily concerned about that. But you want to stick a little bit to the guidelines, and I go based off what I think is going to work. A little bit more milk. We can always reduce. Always. I'm going to throw in just a heaping handful of Parmesan cheese. And we're going to help get that nice and melty. That heat's going to start to come through. That cheese is going to make everything nice and creamy. While we're waiting for this to heat back up, because that milk's obviously nice and cold, so it's going to drop heat on the pan, let's go grab the chicken off the grill so that doesn't get any more cooked than it needs to be. I'll catch you guys in a second. So we are done. We got all the elements ladled into our awesome meal prep containers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the fast forwarding I put in there just to see how everything's made. Let's take a look at exactly what we made. That right there is all of our meal prep. We got the awesome spinach and cream and Parmesan mix on the bottom there with the pasta, that chicken, and obviously that awesome asparagus in a huge quantity, adding that nice vegetable element to our dish. That's gonna do it for today's real world meal prep episode. I believe 12 for the channel. Not bad. Something anytime you could throw in 1 week, 2 week. There's a lot of meals to choose from. Hopefully you guys have made one. If you have, shout it out on Twitter. Make sure to hit me up in the comments down below. Happy to see the comments about what you guys made, if you did in fact make it. Hopefully you added your own little twist to it as well. So what we made today was a chicken dish with a spinach and cream Parmesan sauce over some awesome pasta and some asparagus, adding that vegetable element. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button. Support is always appreciated, but most importantly, take it easy.